Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. 60 and Me is a community of women who are over 60, aging beautifully, and still have a passion for makeup, skincare products, and just want to look as beautiful as they can. They want to look on the outside like they feel on the inside, vibrant, full of life, and just happy to be making the most of this incredible time in their lives. Now, I do product tutorials and product reviews, and I've got one today that is very special to me for a number of reasons, but I want to let you know that I'm not wearing any makeup, of course, right now. I am 71 years old, and I pretty much am embracing my wrinkles and age spots, but love wearing makeup that just makes me feel like I'm glowing, and as I said, as I feel inside. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about an eyeshadow palette that is a very interesting one, and I'm going to do a full face of makeup using other products, but the eyeshadow palette is one that was just released by a beauty blogger named Wayne Goss. Now, Wayne Goss is a guy, and he is in his 30s or early 40s, but he's a very interesting man. He's got millions of followers. He's really well respected, and people love him because he's got an authenticity about him, which is really, really special. So I've been watching him now for a couple of years and learning a lot. He does he does makeup tutorials, but he started recently with his own product line. He's got lipsticks and also now this eyeshadow palette. Now, before I show you the palette and put it on and just play with it a bit, I wanted to share with you about Wayne because I don't know, I've never met him. He's British, and so I enjoy his sense of humor and his passion for life. But he did a video a couple of years ago, which was how to be beautiful, how to be as beautiful as you can be. And I was thinking, oh, I'll just, get these beauty tips. And when I watched it, it was not about makeup at all. It was about how you feel about yourself, how you act in the world, just the way that the attitude that you have to life. That is what makes you beautiful. And I'm such a believer in that myself. It was such a resonance with him. But you can take a look at the video. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. But it's basically what he says is, first of all, you have to care. You have to care about how you look. You have to want to look the best you can. The second thing is that you need to be kind. Just kind people are beautiful people. They just have a glow about them. They have a passion for life. So that's the second thing. Then the third thing was that you basically have to accept yourself, be sexy. Accept that what you may consider not perfect or something that's not very attractive, long nose, age spots, wrinkles, whatever. That's you. Embrace that. This is your life. This is your life on your face. And makeup is just for fun. And so what we do here on 60 and Me makeup tutorials is just play with makeup. Now, traditional beauty bloggers these days are really quite young. I mean, on the whole, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube, they tend to be young women who are just having a great time with makeup, and they look beautiful. They haven't got a wrinkle to be seen. And also they have a nice attitude to life, most of them. And so I've been enjoying watching them and learning from them too. So with that focus on youth, I was so enchanted and happy when Wayne Goss announced his eyeshadow palette and said he wants it to look great on women of all ages. And that was it just touched my heart so much because he said that they've tested this palette and all his products on older women. He said if they look beautiful on a 60, 70, 80-year-old woman, they are going to look beautiful on women of all ages. And just his comment about that was just so touching and moving and also real, that it's true. Now, this eyeshadow palette is beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. They're coppery. They're kind of autumnal to me. But for me, they are just my colors. I love them. It's called the Luxury Eye Palette Imperial Topaz. First thing I have to do is open it. So I'll show you the packaging first. It's very beautiful. There it is. Wayne Goss's name on it. And inside are the colors. Now these colors, oops, I got to shine with the mirror, but here we go. Can you see them? There are 3 satins, one sort of celestial color, which is the one right here, and a black. And I'll go through these with you now. You may think, well, that's only 6 colors in a palette, and this palette is over $50. So it's not a reason, it's not expensive, but reasonable for what you get. These the pans are huge, really, really large. So there's a light sort of, I'll show these colors on my eyes, and also I'll swatch them for you. This coppery color, a kind of taupey brown, and then a darker brown, black. Wayne is all about black. He loves kind of the smoky eye look and the dark eye look, and his videos go into great detail about how to apply. But I'm going to play with this. A lot of women over 60 will say, well, you know, black kind of rimmed eyes, panda eyes, they're not going to look good on me. Well, I've got some techniques that I'm using, you know, based on what I've learned from Wayne and others, that might help you overcome that. Okay, now I've talked a long time just about the whole idea of this video because I think it's so important for our 60andMe community that we look at each other and say, hey, I'm 70, I'm 60 years old. Nothing is going to erase these wrinkles, but have a good time with it. And don't be too worried about all the precision and the brushes. And you'll see me, I just use whatever I have. And, you know, I'm careful, but I'm not overly, you know, sort of chaotic about, you know, brushes and sizes and shapes of sponges and whatever. So I'm going to start with foundation. Now, the foundation that I'm using is one of my favorites. It's a Radiant Wonderlight. Picked this up when I was in Greece years ago. I just love it. It's perfect for my skin color. It's a serum foundation, and so it goes on beautifully. I'm going to use a brush because I want to keep my hands sort of clean for other things. So I'm going to apply this liquid foundation. Just dot it around. I would normally apply it with my hands or with my fingers. That's how I would normally do it. But for me, it's a perfect foundation. It's I'm going to just be dabbing it in rather than brushing, if I can get it's just gorgeous. It has a nice smell to it too. And the fact that it comes from Greece, when I get little packages from Greece, I always feel like I'm in Mykonos or somewhere beautiful. I always bring it up under my eye. See, I can't let my fingers not get involved. Okay, and I'm doing this into my phone, by the way, so it's a little bit tricky to see exactly how it's going on. I'm going to look in the mirror in a second, make sure I've got it. Da, da, da. I love putting this foundation on. Foundation for me is actually pretty important. It's the one thing that I use religiously. I've been using tinted moisturizers during the summer, but right now I'm enjoying this one. I think it's called Light Beige. Okay, where's my mirror? Let me do this. And this is going to glow because the light coming in from my window. It's a beautiful summer's day, a little warm. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay. Oh, by the way, I did do my eyebrows, and I'll tell you how I did them and what I used. But for me, I don't have very good eyebrows anymore, or good or bad. I just don't have any eyebrows. They're getting thinner, they're getting grayer, and I just, you know, I'm just conscious that it takes time to get them right, so I did that first. So, let's see here. Oh, I didn't use any primer either. I'm not sort of that into primers. I think the serum foundations really give you a nice basis. Okay, so I think that's good for my foundation. I'll just play a bit with my fingers to get it. I'm going to do a full face here because this eyeshadow palette really needs to be in the context of, you know, a full application. Okay, so I see some age spots here, but I'm going to use something that Wayne actually recommends. Cream foundations are really big for him. He uses RCMA, and I bought this on his recommendation. It's actually the Jenna Beige, and it's a cream foundation. I will actually wear that sometimes, just, you know, apply it with my fingers, but I'm now going to just take a little dab of it and put it on a couple of my age spots. Not that I'm trying to hide them, but, well, why not? Let me just, and maybe a little under my eyes, and there. And there's a dot right there from my glasses. Where are my glasses? Okay, so that's foundation. Now, blush. I always put blush on first because I just kind of like the feeling of having a bit of color on my cheeks. But I'm going to, first of all, do a little bit of, I wouldn't call it contouring, but I'm using a product called Face Studio Contour by Maybelline. It's a really cool little product. It's got a dark sort of contour color on one side and then a light highlighter on the other. So I will just do a couple of little strokes here of the dark and under my chin. This actually really does help actually with the jawline. And then I'll put a little bit up here for sort of bronzer. I think that's it. And then I'm going to rub it in with my fingers. It's just easier. I think it looks better. Okay, so I will rub this in just to get a bit of a texture. You don't want like a stripe there. It just gives you a teeny bit of shade under your cheekbone. And there you go. I think that's quite nice. And let me see it under my chin. I'll rub that in too. Give your face a massage while you're doing this. Enjoy it. Okay, I think that's pretty well blended. The blush I'm going to put on is one of my very, very favorites. It's Honest Beauty. It's Pink Peony or Peony Pink. And I put a little bit of its cream. I'm going to put a tiny dab on my cheek, starting kind of just around the cheekbone, but going upwards. I'm going to do something with blush later, but I just want to have a little bit of color on my cheeks to get started. So the eyeshadow will look nice next to it. Okay, cool. That's some blush. It's a pretty color. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is play with this eyeshadow palette. All right, so I just wipe my hands here. So I'm going to start with something, with a look that I would wear. I'm not going to go to the extreme of the dark sort of smoky eye, but I'm going to just start with what I would use. I think I better put a little bit of concealer just as a primer on my eyes just to start. I'm using NARS. This is the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I've honestly kind of given up on concealer under my eyes. I just don't worry too much. I have a lot of wrinkles, but I do use this concealer as a primer on my eyes. I love it. I used to wear it as a concealer all the time, but now I've kind of just used it for eyes as a primer. And I'll just dab a bit more here. Okay, bring it up over to that eyebrow. Oh yes, my eyebrows. I used a product by Grandy Cosmetics. It's called the eyebrow fill. I'll put the details in the description below, but it's really nice. It's kind of a tiny brush, and it's got a bit of texture to it, so it gives you some substance. So I've got some foundation or some concealer on my eye. Let's put some of Wayne Goss's eyeshadow on. All right, I'm going to start, if I can get this mirror from doing this thing, with this lighter shade right here, which is, he just numbered them. This is number 3. I think it goes 1, 2, 3. This is number, oops. I've got this upside down because of the mirror, but I'm going to use this one here and just dab it on my eye all over. And I'll even bring it up to the brow line. I think that gives me a nice foundation. It's a really, one thing I must admit about these eyeshadows, and you know, I'm not like a huge palette collector, but I know what blends well and what doesn't blend well. This honestly blends so well. So if you've got, you know, a little bit delicate eyes, and I mean hooded eyes, or just a little bit too much wrinkles up there, this will be really easy to blend in. It doesn't do anything like grab your skin or pull it, and you don't have to work it too hard with a brush. So I'm just gonna have a quick look in my mirror, make sure it's okay. Okay, so I probably haven't put as much as maybe others would put on here, but I'm going to just go back in for a second. Okay, so that's the light color, number 3. Now I'm going to do something which I think everybody who loves to put makeup on will do first, and that is to put some color in the crease line. Now, if you watch any of Wayne's videos, he will go into a great deal of detail about how to do this properly, because I'm going to do it the way that I know I can do it, and I'm going to use this number 2, which is, actually it's number 5. It's this darker brown right here. Okay, so I'm going to use that darker brown. Oops, there's a lot of sun coming in the window today, and I want to make sure. Okay, so I just dab it. Now I've got this brush, which is a small brush. Now, a lot of people will use a large brush for eyeshadow, but for this crease line, I'm going to use, it's a small brush. And I'm going to apply it gently, not pulling so much as just kind of placing. And I will just grab a bit more here. And now this is all going to get blended later, so don't worry about how it might look at the moment. It's going to be a little dark. If you've got a hooded eye, you can just take it up a little teeny bit, but that just kind of gives you something to start with. Okay, I'm using, it's number 5, I think. Okay, here we go on the other side. Oops. Yeah, as you get older, you sometimes don't have as much room to work with on your eyes. And it can be a little bit frustrating because you want color and you want all that beautiful shine, but you've got to just work with what you have. That's my theory, my life strategy. Okay, so I'm going to just make sure I've got this on, same on both sides. So this is just sort of giving, get there. This is just giving my eye a little bit of color up at the brow, at the crease line. Okay, now, rather than have kind of a sort of a line that looks really like rigid and kind of heavy, I'm going to take the lighter color, the lighter brown, which is number 2. This one right here. this lighter one, and I'm going to just kind of go over what I just did there, but with a lighter hand. So let me just use my brush, I think, to do this. And that kind of, if you bring it up just a little bit over that line, it kind of just gives you a shadow of a lighter color. So it's not like you're doing a completely dark black line or brown line there, and you're kind of just, blending it out. And I've got another brush I'm going to do even more blending with, but let's grab some more of this beautiful color. It really, the colors are gorgeous. You could actually wear them just on the eyeshadow, the eyelid if you wanted to. This one particularly I love. And I'm going to place it all over the eye in a minute. Okay, so let's just do some blending. Now at home, you'll just spend more time on this. I don't want to spend 20 minutes just on eyes, but it's really important that you blend well. So I'm taking the other end of the brush. This is the Lorac brush. It's got two ends, small side for the crease line, and then this is like a very fluffy brush. And I'm just going to kind of blend all that in really well. And Wayne always talks about coming out to the end of your eyebrow with the eyeshadow, not down, but kind of out and up. So I'm going to just follow those instructions from the master. I just think that, it's just from practice you get better at this. But that's kind of the starting point that gives your eyes a little bit of definition. And again, I'll say how easy these are to blend. I cannot believe how easy they are. But then I'm going to take this other color that I really love, the coppery color. It's number 1, is it? I've got this upside down, so it's number 6. This one here. This one. I love this color. It's such a beautiful color, but I'm going to be quite gentle and put it on with the brush, the fluffy brush, and put it all over my lid. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see? I really, really like that color. I think this is called Imperial Topaz, this palette, and I think Topaz is my birthstone, which is November, and I just love it. Okay, then let's see. I'm gonna just check and make sure it's kind of reasonably positioned. If you look at some of the other examples of how people have used this palette, you'll see some really dramatic looks, but I'm going for something that I would wear. Now, in terms of this black, now I would normally use, I didn't buy any of the kohl pencils, which are actually also on his list of products he's announced, but I've got another one with a radiant kohl pencil, which I'm going to use in a second. But this black works perfectly as a liner. So let me get my little brush. This is a very cheap and cheerful brush. I don't even know where I got it, but it's kind of angled. Can you see? I'll just make sure you see this, because this is actually, getting this brush is kind of important, this kind of brush with an angle. And take the black, dab it gently. Don't go too crazy, but you can if you want. And I'm going to just line the top of my eye with this black liner. Now look at it now, okay? And you'll see in a second the difference. I'm going to try to be careful here and press it into your eyelashes. You want it to be like an extension of your eyelashes and not a line necessarily. This black is so easy to work with. You get sort of afraid sometimes of black. But for me, I'm just going to line my lashes. Okay, when you see this in a minute, I'll show you. Can you see the difference? It really, really makes a difference to have that black liner on the top, and this powder, by the way, this black powder, you can use it to like darken other colors in the palette, or just, make it as smoky as you want. But I really, really like that black. I'm so happy that he put that in there. You don't see black in palettes very often. You kind of always have to buy one just by itself. Okay, I'm just going to line this other one to match. So I'm being careful, of course, but you can always just put this on a little bit more, just play with it and use a smudging brush to even it out, or just with your fingers even. It's all good. Okay, I think that's probably even. I hope so. Yeah, I think that's okay. And when you put mascara on, it's really going to be lovely. But I don't want to finish this palette without showing you this beautiful celestial color. This is probably, for me, well, for many people, the highlight of the whole palette. It's this one here. And again, I'm confused on the colors because I've got them. I have upside down for the mirror. It's a very, very shiny one in this corner. You'll see it. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to put some on my finger. Just make sure something. I want to make sure I've got enough color there. I might just add a little teeny bit more of this coppery color, just to make it a bit darker. And I think that will be a little bit stronger when I put on the celestial one. Okay, it really is beautiful. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, women over 60 shouldn't be wearing glittery eyeshadow. Well, I'm sorry. I think you can wear whatever you want. And this glitter, it's not glitter, it's just a shine. It's like a glow. It's so, so beautiful. Watch this. Isn't that beautiful? Seriously, I just love that so, so much. I would go to the shops just out to the grocery store like this. I'm going to, in fact. Okay, let's put the other side on. Best to use your fingers for this type of product, though. I'll just press it on. I think it's beautiful. I hope you can see it in the light, and it's showing its true colors. I really think it's a gorgeous palette. Let's see here. I'm going to just try a bit more. A bit more glow. Okay, this is such a pretty, pretty color. I love it. Okay, that's the palette. I am so happy to have shared this with you. I'm going to put some mascara on. I'm using my Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift. I should probably curl my eyelashes, but I don't know where my curler is. But I'll do this just to show you the whole eye, because honestly, I think it's nice. Okay, I'll use my mirror. This is actually, for me, a really nice mascara. It's volumizing. It doesn't get clumpy, and it's affordable. It's Maybelline. It's really lovely. I also use L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which is a similar brush and similar look, but I wanted to show you something really affordable and beautiful to use on your eyes for mascara. Okay, I'm gonna do lipstick in a second, and I got a surprise for you to show you there too, but just hang on a minute. I'm gonna do my. Now, a lot of people are doing on the under eye, black kohl or eyeshadow. I never do that, I'm afraid. So and not that I wouldn't try it, but I just think for this particular demonstration, I want to show you kind of what I would wear. And there you go. That's mascara. So lips. Okay, I'll do my. Oh, where's my lip pencil? Okay, I use Kiko lip pencils. This is a 303. I've been using it forever, and I love it. I'm just going to outline my lips. A little over the edges. One of the joys of getting older, your lips start to disappear, which is not to mean that you're invisible or disappearing, but your lips do. And you can just play with a little lip liner. I fill it in always. Okay. Now, lipstick, you know, my favorite lipstick, if you've watched my channel before, is Estee Lauder Frosted Apricot. I absolutely love it, but I'm using a different one today because I just thought it'd be kind of a change. It's my Bobbi Brown, and it's called Guava, and I love it. It's a beautiful lipstick, similar color. It's got a nice feeling to it, so I'm going to try that. Okay. Isn't that nice? I really, really like that. And then I have got something I'll put on top of that, which I've talked about before, but I don't wear lip glosses very much. Wayne actually does a really nice line of lip glosses, but I've got my Fenty Beauty. It's just called Fussy, I think it's called. And I'll put a little bit of that on the bottom and the top. Oh yes, and I can't forget what I always would end with, because I didn't really get enough color in my cheeks. I'll just take some of my lipstick, the Guava, and put that on. I don't know, somehow I put lipstick on the cheeks and the lips, it just kind of pulls it all together. So I just decided that's what I would do. The Frosted Apricot's gorgeous when you do this, but this is good too. Okay, so let me see. I think I put everything on. I don't think I've got any lipstick on my lips, except my teeth. Okay, there we go. So that's it. That is my Wayne Goss eyeshadow palette, and just Margaret's rest of my favorites. If you, by the way, secret for getting lipstick off your teeth, do this. Comes off on your finger, not on your teeth. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope it was inspirational and made you feel like you could have a go with, with a makeup palette that's a little bit unusual and dark and, and versatile. But you can do these things, and you don't have to, worry about your age. It's just how you feel. And enjoy the makeup, enjoy the game of makeup. It's all done with lights, mirrors anyway. And, just enjoy this beautiful life that you've been given. Okay, so take very good care, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Wayne for this lovely product. And you can get it at Beautylish. I'll leave the details for you in the description. If you've got any questions or comments, or if you've used this palette, I'd love to know your feedback, how you've used it. And I just wish you all well. Take very good care. Stay strong. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.